Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm talking about my reading habits. One thing I want to talk to you is that the integrated camera of my laptop is not good. Therefore, my video won't look good. But I'm gonna speak up to you understand me. Okay? Here we go. I remember I had always loved to read. When I was a child, I enjoyed reading so much that I would often choose to read rather than play outside with my friends. Though I have always been a bookworm, my reading habits have changed a bit since my childhood years. For instance, my taste in books has changed from fictions and mystery to history, non-fiction, health, and personal development. Another thing that has changed about my reading habits is the amount of books I read and the amount of time I spend reading. When I was younger, I would devour chapter books, easily reading at least 2 or 3 a week. I would read whenever I had a free moment. Now, as a young adult, I read about 1 to 2 books every month, and I read whenever I can find the time. As I reflect on my past reading habits and compare them to my habits of today, I can honestly say that I'm happy with my reading habits. Even though I spend more time reading more books in the past, considering the fact I was a full-time college student with a busier schedule, I feel that I still read a decent amount. I'm surprised I still have the taste to read because it's somewhat difficult to read for leisure when you are required to read so much for college. However, I'm happy that I'm still able to find the time and interest to read here and there. I also enjoy reading biographies, journals, novels based on true events, and books about political issues. Maybe. I read during my breakfast, lunch, and when I go to bed for 10 to 40 minutes a day. When I'm reading an extremely difficult book, I don't force myself through it. If this happens for several days in a row, I consider abandoning the book and finding one that I really love. Wherever I go, I take a book with me. It's my pleasure. If there is a time when I have to wait, like at doctor's office, I will buy my book and read. It's a great way to pass the time. I recommend it. Okay. I always try to find a quiet place to read. For me, it's very important. For example, at home, I sit in a comfortable chair and I curl up with a good book. I like to read without interruptions. I also like to read bestsellers every 2 months, maybe. I think romance novels are boring. They just don't turn me on. I enjoy skimming through a newspaper and I read when I'm interested. I sometimes read aloud to my father because he doesn't hear very well. When I'm in a car, bus, or plane, I don't like to read anything because I get dizzy. and the people say that is bad for the eyes. I almost I almost never do the puzzles. I can get into them. I think you must have a lot of general knowledge to feel them. It's important to know that. In my opinion, self-help books are important to instruct any readers on a number of personal problems, such as romantic relationships or aspects of the mind and human behavior, which believers in self-help feel can be controlled with effort. I can get enough of them. One of my favorite authors is Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He's a Colombian writer who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1982 by the novel 100 Years of Solitude, and therefore I recommend this novel because it was a bestseller and sold many copies around the world. In my opinion, this novel is amazing, a cliffhanger, because you don't know what will happen next. The story relates several generations of the Buendia family from the time they founded the fictional South America village of Macondo, through their trials and tribulations, instances of incest, births, and deaths. The history of Macondo is often generalized by critics to represent rural towns throughout Latin America, or unless near Garcia Marquez and native Aracatac, because he was born in Aracatac. Okay. Finally, I like reading engineering books because I'm an engineer. But the issues which I read a lot is about automation, because automation is a topic very important in my career, and I love it. I read about that in internet through scientific articles, in PDF, or in books I bought. For now, I don't think I have more to say. See you another time. Thank you.